What's going on YouTube? It's Blundzilla Video back with a haul video slash hunting video because I got a comment from Toad XY and they asked, did you see the Ghana movie posters thing trending on Twitter right now? Sorry, I do not have Twitter. I have a Twitter account, I just don't use it. I'm not a Twitter guy. I'm on Instagram though, and I got a Facebook page. It's Blundzilla Video, same as the YouTube channel, so give that a gander if you wish. And I did look up the posters, and they are sick, and they remind me of like some shit like a high school art student did. That's the only way I can describe. I love foreign posters. I got like tons of fucking cool posters I've seen like over the years. Like, they are sick. Also, the fans want more VHS DVD hunting videos. So that's the part of this comment that got me. So I was with my uncle the other day, and we decided to do that very thing. Mike, have you found anything yet? I'm filming right now. Have you found anything?
Oh, yeah, I have, yeah.
Yeah, what have you found over here? Anything?
Not really. Look how small the Godzilla section is.
That's crazy.
I was hoping to get Godzilla vs. Megalon. I always check, but it's never here.
Do you see street trash? They still have street trash?
Oh, you never did end up getting that?
No.
Oh, it would be in horror.
No, this is horror, isn't it?
No, it's science fiction.
What the fuck?
I would think yeah, so.
$34.
It's worth it.
I know, but
It's low because it's got the short film too.
really?
Yeah, and the short
You got
film's
that one?
really good. Yeah, that's the one I got.
Enter
Enter the Devil.
Pull that fucker out.
What are you doing? Doing the prices over?
Yeah. How much is it? $37.99. I'm gonna look up the prices on what's it called? On
Well,
Amazon.
that is, you can tell just by looking at it. That's like Razzle Dazzle Special Edition.
Yeah, I've actually got that one right there. Mike, what do you got there?
$7.
What's that about?
$9.99.
What the hell is that about?
Crime movie.
Oh yeah. I fucking want this right here, the Female Prisoner Scorpion Complete Edition. It's 99 bucks, but it's got all the films on that bitch. What else we got? This is a dope one right here too that I really want to get. The Between Night and Dawn of the Dead, Between Night of the Living Dead, Between Dawn of the Dead. George Romero released a couple of films, The Crazy, Season of the Witch, and There's Always Vanilla. I've seen all those except for the Vanilla film. Ringu collection. Some weird ones. You could probably get this on Amazon for way cheaper. But I've watched, I think, the first one. Yo, what do you got?
That's on Mill Creek.
Death Warmed Up, and it's $34.99. Jesus Christ. The movie down there, Unfriended Dark Web, was way better than the first one. Like, way fucking better. It took away the stupid, like, supernatural bullshit to it. What the fuck is this? It's a trauma flick. I don't know, they really fucking price shit accordingly here. I don't know who the fuck's behind the pricing, but it gets ridiculous. Some shit's reasonable. Like The Purge, $7, I would pay that, but I wouldn't pay fucking $24 for this fucking Ouija 4 bullshit. Are you kidding me? Look how many fucking copies of Happy Death Day there is, but there's not even a single copy of the original Dawn of the Dead or Day of the Dead. Alright, Mike, what's your take on the current state of affairs here in the video section at Walmart?
It's like not even half the size it used to be.
There's the new Chucky. $15. I wouldn't pay that. I'll wait till it's $5.
You get like an island for your dad, but it doesn't even have a price.
No. Jesus. They got like plenty of copies of like Pikachu and shit, but they don't got like anything else. They got John Wick 3 for $20. As you can see, it was kind of lackluster. I'm sorry, we didn't go VHS hunting or book hunting or anything like that. But you can see the prices, I guess, that we pay up here in Canada. Not always good, not always bad, but usually shitty type of thing. You know what I mean? These tapes that I'm going to show you, for the most part, were actually bought by my dad. He bought some more. They're out in the garage though because I already got them down here. It was like Blues Brothers and Blazing Saddles, which I got both those, both great films. But some of the films that he picked up were these are actually movies I already have, to be honest with you. But I don't have these covers, which is a good thing because I'm a sucker for martial arts films covers. The first one is Return of the Dragon, written and directed by Bruce Lee, and famously has a fight with Chuck Norris. Not a bad film at all. My favorite Bruce Lee film, I've said this over and over on the channel over the years, Chinese Connection, uh, and Enter the Dragon. Like, the thing is, like, I love Chinese Connection and I love Enter the Dragon. Uh, I don't know. It's hard for me to like pick a favorite Bruce Lee film between those two. I mean, I like this one's great, and Game of Death, like those, they're all great. But for me, Chinese Kid, I just love that fucking movie. I love when he goes in that place and like has the sign, like makes that guy fucking eat the paper. Like that's gangster shit. And I love the way it ends. Like Bruce, like spoiler alert, but Bruce Lee goes out like a fucking OG in that film. So, uh, hell yeah, Return of the Dragon. I actually got to see. I'm just trying to like give you some substance to this because it's just like a haul video. You know what I mean? Um, Basically, me and my brother, a couple of my buddies, we went to see Enter the Dragon, or yeah, Enter the Dragon on 35 millimeter at Highland Cinema. This is years ago, like probably like 5 years ago by now. And after the film, they played the fight with Chuck Norris and Bruce Lee, and it was awesome to see on the big screen. Uh, so shout out to Retromania at the Highland Cinema. Shout out to Highland Cinema in general. They're fucking great. The next tape is, I actually believe I have this exact one already, but it's Bruce Lee, Fist of Fear, Touch of Death. You got to check out the back of this. Before there was Jackie Chan, before there was Chuck Norris, there was Bruce Lee. He was and still is the martial arts superstar. See his amazing athletic and martial arts ability in this action-packed film. Mayhem reigns supreme at this martial arts tournament. Filmed at Madison Square Garden, this epic contains non-stop action from the legendary Bruce Lee at the peak of his career, appearing with Lee as a football star Fred Williamson, proving once again why he was one of the most feared players to ever play the game. So Fred Williamson, of course, is Fred the Hammer Williamson of, matter of fact, the next tape is Death Journey starring Fred Williamson, which is a movie that me and my cousin and my dad watched, and it's pretty fucking hard to watch on this tape, I'm not gonna lie. It's put up by Front Row Entertainment, and the transfer's honestly horrible. It's that of like the worst Mill Creek you've ever seen. It was hard to watch on this. Like I'm not usually one of those ones, or not usually one of those people that are like, I can't watch this VHS tape because it's such low quality. But literally this was fucking shitty quality, man. I think I might have it on a Mill Creek, to be perfectly honest with you. But the next tape is another one that I actually already have down here, but I just brought it down anyway, and that's Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, of course, directed by Ang Lee, based on the book by Wang Du Lu. So I don't know if they've ever written any other shit that was like put into films or not, but this is a great film. I remember when it came out, it was like a big deal to see this. It was like a big deal to see Crouching Tiger, or not really to like anyone other than myself, but like it was a big deal for me to watch this movie because it was like one of the first like super sophisticated martial arts films I ever seen. Because the only thing I'd seen up to this point was like, uh, like schlocky martial arts films, like the stuff. Remember back in the day when you'd go to Walmart, the tapes, the thin DVD paper cases, like all that shit. That was the stuff that I was raised on essentially, in terms of the martial arts films. So to see this, I was like, wow, like that's crazy. Like everything's so sleek and slick and amazing. And of course, Chow and Fat. Like this is my first exposure to Chow and Fat. Like this is I seen this like 15. When did this come out? 2000. This movie came out in 2000. I was 8 years old. It wasn't until I was like 24, 25 when I discovered like The Killer and Hard Boiled and like all that shit. Like it's brutal. So I'm glad that it kind of came full circle. The next film we got here is a Chuck Norris flick, Lone Wolf McQuade, which I watched with my cousin and my dad, and it's awesome. Me and my buddy Mike actually started watching this the other night too. But it's basically about Chuck Norris playing a Texas Ranger, and he gets intertwined with David Carradine, who plays like this. I don't even know what the fuck he's supposed to be. He's just like a kind of like a crime dude, and Chuck Norris gets teamed up with this like this deputy dude, and it's sort of like a like a buddy cop. It's like the exact formula you'd expect. Like the hardened cop like gets like a rookie dude, and then the fucking movie goes. But there's lots of good action in this. There's a cool scene where like David Carradine, like they're having like this. I don't know if it's like a fundraiser or whatever it is, but there's a boxing ring and David Carradine's in there beating the shit out of some guy, and then he says to Chuck Norris, "You want to fight?" And like as he says it, he's like smoking on like a fucking little cigar stub, and Chuck Norris is like, the thing about Chuck Norris is he's so fucking light spoken, like he's so like, no, I don't fight for money, like that, you know. And then of course a huge fucking fight ensues, and Chuck Norris shows his skills, but goddamn, it was a good flick. That was actually the first new Chuck Norris film that I've seen since the last time I watched The Hitman, I believe, where he's like takes this little kid under his wing. It's a good film though. So the next grouping of tapes is a bunch of blank tapes. These are RCA standard tapes. You can fit like 6 hours on these fuckers, no problem. Yeah, not much to say about those. Buy them when you see them, but don't spend any. Like I've seen these for $15 before for one tape, one blank tape. That's ridiculous. That's no shit. This one right here is it's got Dracula, the new Netflix show on there, so this can actually go on the shelf with all the Dracula stuff, which is fucking awesome. Once again, I highly recommend that show. Finally, we got 2 books to show. I picked these up from The Book Addict. Awesome little bookstore here, and it's got like all types of books. But the first book I'm going to show, I'm going to save that one actually. So the first one I'm going to show is The Making of King Kong. Like this is a gnarly book. I paid $10 for it, but it's got all kinds of like concept art and just lots of information, like regarding the making of the film. Yeah, I always pick up books like this when I see them, because I love like seeing the photos and stuff, like shit that you can't see any other way. Like you might be able to Google the image, but you don't know what the fuck kind of image you're looking for. With this, like you get to look at it. It's great, man. I highly recommend reading. I'm kind of hypocritical right now because I haven't really read any books lately. So I'm definitely gonna pick up a book, like a novel. And also I got so many horror books and shit, and movie books. Like I said, I'm gonna be doing a book or a video on all my horror books, or all my film books in general. So like I said, stay tuned for that. Finally here we got the Clockwork Orange, or we got Stanley Kubrick's Clockwork Orange, based on the novel by Anthony Burgess, which I got down here. Fucking great novel. This is the teleplay, or like I don't really know what you'd call it, but it's the entire film. Like it starts with reel 1 and ends with the fucking final credits. It's great. It's got everything, like all the dialogue. So like, let me just read one of my favorite lines of dialogue. The Durango 95 purred away real horror show. A nice warm vibraty feeling all through your gutty what's. Soon it was trees and dark, my brothers, with real country dark. I love that line. That is the shit right there. I love it because it's like you're in the shit with Malcolm McDowell. So yeah, that's it for this video, YouTube. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more videos, especially that book video coming out, and a couple other like little cool things you might like. So adios.